What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Far Rock 22, aka Infamous Owen, infamous underscore Owen on IG. We back at it today again. Gonna talk to you today about Rikers Island, but my business that was on Rikers Island. See, a lot of people don't know that I had a small business called Real Time Package. Now, that business started say around 2016, and the purpose of that business was to help families and help inmates. So I don't know, back in the days, if y'all remember seeing these around the bus stops or around Queens Village, Queens Plaza. But yeah, this was my business that I had started when I was back there. So anyway, I would like to call it like the rise and the fall of it, this little part, because after a while, seeing friends, going to visit friends, making visits, things like that, just dropping off packages sometimes could be an inconvenience. And I thought of the idea a long time ago, I would say around 2008, 2009, I had this idea, maybe 2007, but back then the internet and ordering and delivery services wasn't that prevalent. So the way I was gonna do it was I was gonna do it as a merchant, a vendor, where it is that I would have a table set up at Queens Plaza or on the Rikers Island parking lot. But the problem is that when I started to look a little deeper, I realized that, you can't just sell items in the streets without a vendor's license. So now when I go to look for a vendor's license in New York City, it shows that the only people who can get vendor's license at the time were veterans. Yeah, that's all I could believe at the time. The people who could get vendor's license were veterans. And they had a cap, and they said the cap has been full since 1992. So, that was kind of out the door. But luckily, well, not say luckily, I had a friend that I expressed this issue to, and he was a person who was in the Marines. And he said he would help me out. But over the time, we fell out of contact. I guess cell phone numbers changed or anything like that, but he said he was willing to help me. But at that time, I was kind of like still in the streets, so it was just a thought, and it was just like, whatever. I was more focused on what was going on in the streets and making money in the streets at that time. And this is a video so you can learn and understand that sometimes you got to go with your gut. Sometimes you got to hang it up if you feel or something's telling you that you're doing too much. So anyway, so fast forward, I started working at the hospital, getting money, things like that, making a good living at the hospital too, you know what I'm saying? But still felt like it wasn't enough. Still felt like I felt like I needed to own something. I felt like I needed to have something. And funny thing is, right, so after one of my homeboys got locked up, I'm like, you know what? I'm bringing him things, bringing him items. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I would pay somebody to do this for me, because this is really right now out of my time zone. Like, I got work, things like that. And then it hit me. Why don't I be that person that people pay to do that? So, and then, now, and I know I had the idea in the past, but now I said, you know what? I'm going to take this very seriously. So, I wrote out a plan, and I kind of knew some of the rules on the facility. So where it is that, the colors that you can't have, things like that. So I'm like, yo, I can be that delivery guy. Is there anybody not doing this job? Is there anybody not doing this job? So I reached out to a couple of people, because here's another thing too, right? If you have an idea, a business plan, or anything positive where, it could possibly change your life, sometimes you may not want to tell too many people about that. You may want to, keep your ideas to yourself or to the like-minded individuals that, that may work with you. You know what I'm saying? So I came to a few people. I'm not going to say everybody, but I came to a few people, and a lot of people shut my idea down. A lot of people didn't want to get into business. Like, at first I wanted to do it by myself because I felt like I could do it by myself, but a lot of people was just like, well, I don't know about that. I mean, what about, how much money we gonna get? And I'm just saying, I don't know if I got the time, or that just sounds like, why are you gonna do it? They got visitors bringing the packages for them. This is my voice to other people. They got their girlfriends and their families bringing packages for them. Why are you doing it? That's not gonna make no sense. Once again, can't tell your ideas to everybody. So after a while, I just became a little frustrated. Then I forgot. I'm like, hold on a second. My boy Mike, me and him, we've been, getting money together. And as far as like, nothing illegal. When we was younger, we was in school, you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to sell mini disc players, things like that. Like, we found a connect where we could buy them for like 170 and sell them for 225. This is when we was in high school, 14, 15 years old. We was doing things like that. We ran a candy sale. We did a candy sale thing one time. Went in the building, you know what I'm saying? When we was mad young, sold some candy that they was never gonna get. Little dumb shit like that. But I'm like, yo, let me go to him, because he see things the ways I see them most of the time. So I explained to Mike. I'm like, yo, listen, man, I got an idea. We can have this delivery service to Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying? And I think it'll work, because there's nobody that does it. So, we do our research. And crazy thing is, right, there was actually somebody who had a delivery service, but they was delivering up north. And the name of this service was called senderpackage.com. Now, I'm like, yo, that's a dope idea. This dude, I don't know exactly where he's from. I believe he's from New York City. But he got investors behind him to where it is. They gave him a couple of million, and he ended up getting a warehouse in the Bronx and stacked that stuff with all kind of supplies that they have up north, and had a service where he was delivering and having goods shipped up north to these up north facilities. And I said, that's a good idea, but who's covering the city? And the thing is, with the city, I'm realizing that it doesn't take much to cover the city, because the only thing you get is t-shirts, combs, socks, things like that. So I'm like, all right, we could cover the city facilities. Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody's doing that. So I'm looking up for all kind of services, Googling. Nobody has it. So I said, this is my lane right here. This is where we're gonna step in. So, we're a little excited about it. We're mapping it out. Okay, what if, how does the customer know if their loved one gets a receipt? I'm like, yo, bro, when you bring packages over there, they have to give you a receipt for you and the inmate on a copy sheet. So that'll be the receipt that we send to the customers. And it looks like these. I know whoever's been in jail before, they know what these are. These are the property things, the package slips. So, and see, I got a ton of these, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of these at home. This is just something I just brought to the car real quick, so I can show receipts. I know how y'all are. Y'all always talking crazy. I noticed that people talking funny in my comment section. I don't like that, because here's the thing. I'm not coming with the bull crap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let y'all know in the future, you come with any negative comments in my comment section, it's getting deleted. Almost like it's not even going to get acknowledged. So please, don't come with that, because we're not sending that over here. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all trolls and things like that ain't got shit to do. Y'all ain't got nothing to do all day, but don't bring it over here. So anyway, so I'm like, yeah, we could definitely show receipts, just in case, people are curious on where the packages have gone and things like that. So, we just got to figure out, how we're going to deliver these packages and when we're going to deliver these packages. So, all right, now we need to come up with a name. We like, okay, we can't use send a package, that's an excellent name. So, but we have to try to correlate Rikers or something like that. But then I said, well, we're not just doing it for Rikers. We're doing it for a whole New York City facility. So we're using the boat. We're using the Manhattan house. I don't know if Brooklyn house was still open at the time, but we would have delivered to the Brooklyn house if necessary. And everything including Rikers. So, I'm like, yo, man, it's crazy. We got to come up with a website. We got to come up with a name. So, I don't know. I forgot honestly how real-time package came about, because that's really a long word, but we just realized like people are doing real time and they're gonna get a package. So we came up with real-time package. So we like, all right. So from there, we said we gotta figure out how we're gonna get to the people. we got to advertise. We got to make business cards. We got to do something. So, but before we do that, it's got to get in contract. So, and we got to do it legit. We can't just be running renegade out here, just selling goods. We got to get a business behind this. So, he went and actually got a lawyer, consultant, somebody that he trusted, somebody that does his taxes, things like that. And I ain't gonna lie, I still use this person to this day. This person's on key. So they end up getting a partnership for us, LLC partnership, things like that. So, we 50-50, everything is good. So now we like, all right, now we gotta create an advertisement scheme. We gotta come up with promotional schemes. We gotta figure out how we're gonna reach these people. So, I'm like, yo, like anything, we gotta make a card. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see people who have businesses, they have cards all over the place. They have flyers all over the place. You see these parties where, they advertise, they have their cars all over the highway. So I'm like, yo, we gotta get a card. We gotta have something to put at that bus stop in at Queens Plaza. Because that's where we're gonna really get a lot of our traffic in at. We gotta reach out to the people who's coming there driving, and we gotta reach out to the people who can't drive and normally who catch the bus from Queens Plaza. So, and that's when we kind of came up with these. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a little basic. This is the first flyer that we came out with. So we like, all right. And like I said, man, you can get a business. Don't let people discourage you and let you believe that it's hard to do something like that. You can make something out of nothing. And I'm thinking like this, right? Yo, prison is a big business. But my thing is, who's actually genuinely helping these people that's in prison or the families that's for the prison? You know what I'm saying? And that's when I decided maybe I could step in and try to do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, I'm that dude that most likely goes to see his friends in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to leave somebody in a bad situation, even if you put yourself there. But nobody wants to feel alone in their worst time. You know what I'm saying? So if I can, sometimes I try to help out. I try to come up there with a package. Try to visit somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work. It's just bad. When somebody's at their worst time and nobody's not really there for them, or nobody's not really showing a little support, because that's all it needs. You know what I'm saying? That's all some people really need, just that one visit or a little package to get them through the week or the month or something like that. And I said, this is where I could step in. And not only that, for the people who can't do that, there's a lot of people who also just like me that work, that got things that they got to take care of at home, got kids, family members to take care of, and it's not their priority to make it to the facility, but they want to help the best way they can. So that's when I decided we can do that, and who knows who could get behind us behind that, because it's not like we out here being a bunch of crooks. So we had to figure out, all right, now we got to get supply. What do the inmates need? What are they allowed to have? So we get the list. You could go online and see what these people are allowed to have. They're allowed to have combs, socks, t-shirt, etc. People know. And we said, like, we're gonna keep it short and sweet. So we're gonna get the clothes. That's the most important part. So we got the t-shirts, the socks, the wife beaters, and the underwear, the boxer briefs and the boxes. So we go down to the wholesale district at the time. I don't know what's going on with that now, but the wholesale district was it. So you pay low prices if you buy in bulk. So we definitely went there. We bought all kinds of colors, because at that time on Rikers, you were allowed to have brown, gray, white, because they eliminated the blues and the greens and those other colors. So we're allowed to have those three colors. So we went and bought a few colors, a few dozens of items, t-shirts, socks, underwear, white beaters, and all sort of colors. And now we got to get to making this website. Now we don't know how to make a website, what I'm saying? But like anything, Google, YouTube, the University of YouTube will show you anything. You want to know anything, go on YouTube. That's another thing too, man. Some people are lazy and just like don't want to teach themselves. You can learn anything on YouTube. Trust me, you probably learn how to make a rocket on YouTube. But back to the story. So we learned, like, how we can make a website. So we went to GoDaddy.com. You know, that's like a place where you could buy your domain, and they'll give you templates to do your site. And we worked from there. Well, mostly he did a lot of the work on the website. You know, he was able to, you know, sit home and work that out. He even showed me how to, you know, mess with it or whatever. So I have a little knowledge of making a website, but not from scratch. I have to go on one of these platforms and get the templates and things like that and work it through there. But he took the time out, and it's very time consuming. This is another thing, man. You want something, you really got to put your work in and go get it. It's not like it's not going to come to you, but when you do it, it's no better feeling than that. You know, it's like it's really like a good sense of accomplishment when you really put in your work in and you see the results. So anyway, we get in the website. Now the website, it doesn't exist anymore, but if I can, I'm gonna try to find pictures of what he sent me or what we have of the website, you know, when we were working on it, so you know you can get an idea of what it looked like or what we had at first. So you know, so he did what he could with the website. It was basic, but it was good enough to go. You know, we had specific instructions because this wasn't made to complement to a delivery service. So let's say if you had to buy something from us, we'll tell the people in the instructions, listen, put the inmate's number in the phone number box. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had specific instructions, but the way the receipt printed out, it printed out the way we needed it to be. So we have the inmate's name, date of birth, and their number. Because, you know, let's just say a lot of people can have a name like Derek Johnson. You know what I'm saying? But now you look up Derek Johnson, you might have like 3 Derek Johnsons in the system. But now that's where the date of birth comes in. Because the chances of you having a Derek Johnson born on the same day, the same year, it's a little slim. Not saying it can't happen, but it's a little slim. You know, so you know, we had specific instructions, things like that. So now we got to get to the pumping of this, you know, business. So we got to really advertise, promote. That's what I mean, you know. So we went out there, man. We went to Queens Plaza. We actually was giving out free items and everything. You know, see, I don't want to say too much because I actually want to give it like a 3-part series or a 2-part series. So, you know, we went out there. We put those flyers out, giving them free socks as they were getting on the bus at Queens Plaza. Like, seriously, we was giving out t-shirts, because, you know, sometimes to make people believe it, sometimes you gotta give a little bit. You gotta give a little bit. So, you know, we taking down their email addresses. They're taking down our email addresses. You know, we had a sign-up sheet. And then we just sat back and we waited a little while, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, probably in like 1 week, we got our first order. And man, that was like one of the best feelings ever. You know, he calls me and says, yo, Owen, we got an order. We got an order? We got an order. Get out of here. Nah, seriously, just some person in the Bronx, they need 4 socks, 4 shirts, and da da da. Get it together. Yo, we gonna deliver that tomorrow. You know? So, you know, the next one we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna talk about, like, you know, finding out the rules, you know, because here's the thing. Now, when you're doing business, and especially in a business like this, it's a little tricky. Rikers Island is very tricky, you know, because it's very unpredictable, how can I say? So we had a few hiccups every now and then, like, let's say somebody needs a package. But the problem is, if you're bringing a package to somebody, that counts as a visit. So let's say their girlfriend ordered a package on Thursday. So I think was next day delivery, you know, next visiting day, next available day, basically, you know. So I'm going up there whether they got a visit or not, because you can drop a package off even on a non-visit day. And that was the thing that I really wanted to do, but it was just next day. So let's say somebody orders a package, your girlfriend orders a package for their boyfriend or something like that, but she orders it the day before, but she's like, you know, I'm not trying to bring all that stuff, but they're gonna have it delivered today. If she goes and visit him, I can't bring the package on. The minute I come in with that package, they're gonna type his name in the system, they're gonna say he has a visit for the day, and you can't deliver the package. So little small minor hiccups come along with the business, but like I said, man, if you seen Real Time Package, that's me and my boy Mike. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and a lot of people didn't know that. So, you know, I'm not just here for the glory of being an inmate on Rikers Island and things like that, because some people probably get that impression when you see these videos and you're trying to live off of that. No, I do a lot more. You know, I actually help people. I'm not here to suck the blood up of the YouTube and things like that. No, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm trying to actually come with a different energy, because right now the energy in this world is crazy. So I'm letting the young people know, even the people my age or older, like, yo, you can still have a business, you know, and the simple things, supply and demand. Supply and demand, figure it out. Like, what is it that I can do, or what is it that I can provide that people need that will pay for a service, you know? And with this technology these days, you can probably get an LLC, you do all that right through the hands of your phone, no problem. But you know, like I said, I'm the living example that it is possible, you know. And I had that business. I started that business in 2016, so I was probably like 26 at the time, I guess. You know, 26. No, 2016. I was like 30 something. I was like 31. You know, relatively young, but I had the idea since I was maybe 21. You know, but the problem is that I had one foot in the streets and one foot out. And with no direction. I didn't know what to do. You know, I didn't know who to go to with this, because a lot of my older peers, they were business owners. They didn't, you know, have the knowledge to point me. So I had to learn a lot on my own, and even with my peer Mike. So, you know, this is something I'm gonna talk about on the next one. But I just wanted to give you a little something, you know, so you just could take this and run with it, because it's hard out here. It's hard out here, and sometimes it's just best if you do try to have something that you can claim as your own. But there's another thing too. Everybody's not meant to be the boss, and that's no disrespect to anybody, because heavy as the head that wears the crown. And you know, if I'm a boss, I'm gonna need worker bees. You know, that's a fact. So, you know, but just make sure that if you have something that you're good at, find something to do with that. You know, and one thing I like is, you know, the ideas of exchanging for goods. You know, when you're in the streets, you hustle, you hit somebody with something and they give you money. Ain't no better feeling than that. But I said, you can do that, but you don't have to do that illegally. You can sell something legal and still get the same amount of money. So why not try that? And that way you ain't got to duck police. You ain't got to worry about these dudes, but you do got to worry about that. Let me not say that, because when you're doing something positive, trust me, the hate comes too. And I'm going to tell you about that. You know what I'm saying? Because new levels, new devils. And I'm going to leave you with that one. Peace out.